Uh, Next article in the chapter three-dimensional geometry. Distance of a point from a line. If we know position vector of a point, suppose P is point whose position vector is alpha bar. So here position vector of a point is known, and suppose equation of line is known in vector form. R bar equal to A bar plus lambda B bar. This is equation of line in vector form if A is a point on the line with position vector A bar and line parallel to vector B bar. So this is a line. A is point on a line with position vector A bar. B bar is a vector parallel to line, and P is a point which is outside line and its position vector alpha bar. Now we have to find distance of point from a line. From point P, draw perpendicular on line. Suppose it cuts line at point M. Join AP. Now we can observe that triangle APM is right angle triangle where angle M, right angle, 90 degree. This triangle satisfies Pythagoras theorem. Here side opposite to 90 degree in triangle is AP. So AP is hypotenuse. Square of hypotenuse equal to base square plus height square. And here we have to find distance between point and line. So from this equation we shall find value of PM square. PM square, it is given by AP square minus AM square. AP square, it is length AP or distance AP. Length of directed line segment is magnitude of vector. Square of magnitude of vector, length AP, it is magnitude of vector, and it is same as square of vector. AP bar, vector directed from point A towards point P. A is initial point, P is terminal point. And vector in space, it is expressed as position vector of terminal point minus position vector of initial point. Position vector of terminal point P denoted by alpha bar minus position vector of initial point A bar. Now we have to find length AM. Now length AM, it is projection of AP bar on AM bar. And projection of AP bar on AM bar, it is given by their dot product AP bar dot AM bar divided by magnitude of AM bar. Now we can observe that line is parallel to B bar, AM parallel to B bar, means AM bar parallel to B bar. And when one vector is parallel to other, one vector can be written scalar multiple of other. Suppose lambda is scalar quantity, so am bar can be written lambda b bar. AP bar we have already found, alpha bar minus a bar dot am bar. Am bar is lambda b bar divided by magnitude of lambda b bar. Now lambda gets cancelled, it is scalar quantity, so alpha bar minus a bar into b bar divided by magnitude of b bar. So this is value of length am. AP bar we have found, and AP bar and AP their values are same. PM square equal to AP square same as magnitude of AP bar square. So alpha bar minus a bar square minus length am alpha bar minus a bar dot b bar divided by magnitude of b bar. Now this is value of am and we want value of am square, so square this expression. Now this is pm square and we want length pm, so take square root of right hand side under radical sign, alpha bar minus a bar whole square minus in bracket alpha bar minus a bar dot b bar divided by magnitude of b bar square. Length pm, it is distance between point and line. If we know position vector of point and equation of line in vector form, then we can find distance between point and line using the formula. Now we have seen distance between point and line when position vector of point and equation of line in vector form is there. Instead of that, if equation of line is given in Cartesian form, suppose equation of line x minus x1 upon a equal to y minus y1 upon b equal to z minus z1 upon c. This is equation of line in Cartesian form. It means that coordinates of one point on the line are x1, y1, z1, and a, b, c, they are the direction ratios of line. Suppose P is any point which is outside line with coordinates x dash, y dash, z dash. So if we know coordinates of point and equation of line in Cartesian form, then also we can find distance between point and line. Now at every point distance will be different, but we have to find minimum distance. So draw perpendicular from point to the line. Suppose it cuts line at point M. So M is foot of the perpendicular. PM distance between point and line. Now here this is equation of line in Cartesian form. Now these three sides are equal. Suppose value of each ratio is equal to lambda. Then we can write values of x, y, z in terms of lambda. We get x minus x1 equal to a lambda, y minus y1 equal to b lambda, z minus z1 equal to c lambda. then x equal to x1 plus a lambda, y equal to y1 plus b lambda, z equal to z1 plus c lambda. These are the values of x, y, z. So they are coordinates of any point on the line. So these are the coordinates of point M also. x1 plus a lambda, y1 plus b lambda, z1 plus c lambda. Lambda is parameter. Value of lambda changes. Because of that, coordinates of each point are different. Now we know coordinates of point M. Coordinates of point P, they are already known to us. And if we know coordinates of any 2 points on a line, we can find direction ratios of a line. So direction ratios of PM, difference between corresponding coordinates. So x1 plus a lambda minus x dash, y1 plus b lambda minus y dash, z1 plus c lambda minus z dash. These are the direction ratios of PM. Direction ratios of line, they are given in the example A, B, C. And here PM is perpendicular to the line. As PM perpendicular to line, sum of product of direction ratios equal to 0. So A into bracket x1 plus a lambda minus x dash plus B into bracket y1 plus b lambda minus y dash plus C into bracket z1 plus c lambda minus z dash equal to 0. Using this equation, we can find value of lambda. So we can find distance between point and line if coordinates of point on the line are known to us and equation of line is in Cartesian form. Next article, skew lines. In a plane, we have seen that if there are two lines, they are either parallel or intersecting. There is no third possibility. Here lines are parallel. If we extend them on both sides, they will never intersect. These lines, they are not parallel. If we extend them, they are going to intersect each other. So if there are two lines in a plane, they are either parallel or intersecting. But in three-dimensional geometry, there can be lines which are neither parallel nor intersecting. Such lines are known as skew lines. And skew lines, they are always non-coplanar. Through two skew lines, no plane can be drawn. Now let us consider three-dimensional figure. Now this is three-dimensional figure. In this figure, if we join two opposite vertices, one at the top, one at the bottom, A is at the top, H at the bottom, and they are opposite vertices. Join them by line segment. Now join two opposite vertices at the top, B and C. Now line passing through A and H and another line passing through B and C, they will never intersect each other. They are not parallel also. So these are the skew lines. Now here we can see that they are intersecting because this is two-dimensional. Page is two-dimensional and this object is three-dimensional. So we cannot exactly show it. But if you consider a room and in the room you join opposite vertices, one at top, one at bottom, draw line passing through them and draw another line passing through opposite vertices at the top, they will never intersect. So that is those two lines, they are neither parallel nor intersecting. So they are skew lines, and skew lines always non-coplanar.